YouTube. So I just wanted to show you that I built the other channel for this. And I've set both the quiescent currents. They're about 45. I know it says like about 90 milliamps on each of those, but that's because it's 45 per channel. So that's about 90 milliamps. And it's great to see that it's holding, but then when I set the currents, I did set them with the same heat sinks as what they've got on there, and I left it for a good 15-20 minutes, fine tuning the pot just to get it smack on. And now I've taken off the brighter LED. You can see it on there, the LED. I've taken off the brighter one, but the problem I've got now is that one there is dead on 2 volts across it, which is what I was looking for, and this one's 1.8, but the bright one was 2.6. And it's nice to see now that each channel has only got, it's around about 2, I suppose, 3 milliamps between them. So when it's just one channel on the power supply, between the positive voltage and the negative voltage, there's only a couple of milliamp difference between them, and that's on both channels. So that's great. The downside to this amplifier, I found a downside, and it's of no fault of this amplifier. This is a cracking little amplifier. I would say to anybody out there that's considering building yourself something a little bit more, but not terribly complicated, but a little bit more complicated, than the little half-watt one that I did a few weeks ago, however long ago it was, a few videos ago. I mean, that's a nice little amp. That works okay, and the 8ohm60watt, yeah, that's pretty good too. But obviously between the three of them, or I say obviously between that one, the little one, and this one, of course this one's better. And in my opinion, between the 8ohm60watt and this one is better. And I'll tell you for one of the reasons why I say it's better is one. Well, the main reason is that there's a notifiable difference now between, it's like I want to play some things that I've been playing previously on that little amp and on this, and they sound okay. But now, because I've been playing CDs, and I can hear what this sounds like when you put CD through it, and I'm listening to the things that I normally listen to, it sounds all a little bit empty. So that's the downside to this amp. It shows up the quality of the audio that you've got, and unfortunately all this MP3 stuff now really seems to be quite bland in comparison to the CD. Difference is I can't actually play you anything from CD because it's all copyright, and of course those they won't be very happy with it at all. It's with a blank video, but you won't be able to hear anything, so I'll be told to take it down. So I have done some. I thought I could try and chuck a little medley on of some stuff I was listening to last night, because I was listening to this for about 5 hours yesterday, and that's when I realised the LEDs, and I did the voltage checks, and like I say, that one there is the second channel that I did. You can see that it's got black instead of brown. It's pretty much the only way to tell them apart, unless I can see there's an angled resistor at the back there, and it's not supposed to be angled, it's supposed to be uniform like the rest of the circuit. Oh, it's great. It's been such a difficult time trying to put this video together because of the difference with the music, and I've actually pulled myself to do it because I put myself on the spot by putting my dinner in. Yeah, so again, just check that for a moment. Okay, so look, I've got a track here. I'm just gonna. Can I do the? I don't know what volume this is on. Certainly just. I've got to do it with 2 hands, and I can't hold this and do it at the same time. Well, as I just looked at it, it's only on number 10. I'm just gonna put that to number 20. Number 20. Let me see what that. see how much the current's moving. It's not doing anything. I was running this with CDs in it yesterday at volume 30 on this, and it goes up to 100, so it's pretty good as a output. I think it's like full line level. Maybe even a little bit of over volume, I don't know. But I was using Nectar number 30, and it's cracking. It does sound really nice, and the heatsink's not really getting warm. There's no point even do a heat test on them because it's off cold. It's slightly warm. You can feel there's a bit of warmth through there, but they don't really get any hotter. To get this to sort of move up to around about like 200 milliamps, you've really got to push this. You've got to give it some, but my God, it does get loud. My cone on there is knackered, so I can't even put anything with lots of bass, but this. Right, hold on, I'm gonna turn it up a bit more. Just found a way of resting you for a second, so put this back on. In fact, if I could turn that over here, so you get to number 30 on this. That's coming to the end of the track, so that's not really going to be much good for. I'm going to turn that down again to 20. Oh, it's quite a piddle trying to do this because I don't have any real apparatus. I've got a phone holder that you'd stick to a window inside a car, stuck onto the top of a lens, out of one of these like inspection lamps, like my LED lamp on my bench here. So it wibbles and wobbles all over the place, so that's all I'm messing around. This is not a bad track actually, just to have a little listen to. I'm going to turn it up again with this because we're still on number 20. Oh, that's just a DLC media player or my computer. Right, I'm just going to find a different track and just sort of like play it out with this a bit because there's not a lot I can really sort of tell you about this amplifier apart from all the parts on it are pretty cheap. They are if you get them off eBay. I would reckon that the cost for each channel is probably, let's say, a £5 for each channel. And because like the heatsinks and that are just like scrap from old power supplies, yeah, say a £5 for each channel. I don't think that's a lot for a nice little project, especially as it works. And I think that's the thing when you, like me, I've built quite a lot of circuits now that I found on the internet, and you know, there's some I get to work, some I don't, but the ones I get to work you see, the ones I don't, you don't really, because I just don't see the point in wasting your time. Or mine by having videos just full of fails. So, but I do realise that, you know, sort of failing is all part of the learning thing, which is pretty good. I made a mistake when I was building this one. This time it wasn't the resistor. It was this. Down here you've got two capacitors here in series with each other, and the connection for the 10R resistor, which is through the back there, should be able to see. Can I zoom in like that? Yeah, so that little 10R resistor back there, the connection from that should be in the middle, so the two legs connect on these two film resistors, capacitors down there. It should have been connected, it shouldn't be connected there, and it was connected there, and it should be connected to the furthest left leg of the film capacitor, the one on the left. And so I was getting overheating problems. I was getting, it was heating up quite badly. Not good at all, not good at all. So when I sort of figured out that it was that, it was simple enough. And it was great because, you know, I had to go over all my connections and just keep going over all the connections and keep going over the connections. And it's surprising how much you actually got to keep in your mind while you're doing that. So it's good for your memory. Good exercise for the memory. I wish I'd noticed what time I put my dinner in the oven, and I didn't. That's not very good. They're a pain. But as you can see, look back to settle, and they're both on 90 milliamps again, or thereabouts. It's probably going to have a little bit of change, but that's okay. We're not quite on 200 volts going in there, that you can see down there, because I'm trying to keep it like 25 volts on each channel. Just for now, it'll be okay for the 35 volts, but I've not got that meter set up for that. I can see the needle all the way across there. Yeah, so I'm quite chuffed with this. I'm going to find a song just to play out with that we're familiar with. Not this one so much. Not that one. This is quite good actually. I'm going to turn it up. I'm only going to let it go up to number 30. I probably won't actually. I'll probably put it on 26 because I think 30 is a bit loud. That's 20. It's a pity actually that you can. Actually, this one sounds quite nice. 24. I'm going to put it on 24. It's a pity that that right speaker is rattling as much as it is, but hello, are you the one that I've been looking for? I don't know, but I kinda recognize the stars. Look up to the night sky, we can pick them out, like even all the ones that they don't seem right. Chalk it up to Mars, chalk it up to Mars. Hello, are you the one that's on my frequency? I don't know, but I kinda recognize the... It's terrible, isn't it? You can hear like rattling away like mad. It's almost covering up the rest of that tune, so I'm gonna put it off that.
No soy el mejor si tengo el lápiz en mano, sigo por la gracia, por ser real rechazando la falacia. Hay males físicos sanados en...
I'm going to down just like one. I'll tell you what number it's on. It's on 22, so I've turned it down to 20 just to try and get rid of the rattle. I need to put some more. There's a split all down here. Get rid of some of the rattle just by pressing it back together and it's gone now. So I just got to glue that. I'll glue that tonight. I know the top looks a bit hideous, but to be honest with you, it does the job. It's look at that. So I was playing this last night, maybe. Oh, I was playing that, maybe that's another horrible thing about having MP3s, because they're all at different bloody volume levels. So you can be listening to something that you got to turn up because it's relative, not too quiet, but it's, and then something else comes on, which is a lot louder. Does my head in a bit, but I suppose it's all freebies, so shouldn't complain. But there we go, channels, 2 channels, stereo. It is very, very nice. It's got more sort of meat and veg to it than what that has, and certainly more than what that one has. I would say to anybody, if you were looking at the circuit thinking, if I build it, will it work? Yeah, it will. Straight out the box, just use the components that it tells you to, and all of them are dead easy to get. And even like I said, these pairs of these, now the second one I did, they weren't the betas. These ones were pretty close. I remember them all being like pretty damn close, and that was good. So I had the choice out of everything I had. Slimmed down the choice to what I got left. And these ones, the betas, they were the closest of what was left. I think my neighbour downstairs must be listening to some bassy music because I can feel it going through my foot, which is cool. I've been doing the same thing. Yeah, what was I saying? And these ones, yeah, they've got a bit more of a gap in the beta values. I can't remember exactly what it was. It doesn't really matter, it's just a bigger gap. But it doesn't really make any difference. It doesn't seem to make a blind bit of difference, them numbers being terribly, terribly close. Maybe it will at higher volumes. I don't know. I made a modification to my power supply as well. So I'm coming in directly off this now. Of course, that's going through this variable transformer, so I can turn the AC up and down. Going into those 6 amp diodes. Underneath there is a X2 suppression capacitor, suppressing the noise off the AC. And I got me 10 millifarads here. There were another couple of 10 millifarads there, but it's getting into the law of diminishing. I hate it when your mind goes blank. Diminishing returns. So, but I'm okay with 15 millifarad, and that's plenty, you know, for this. I'm quite well aware that I can't let these touch. If I do, game over. So that's the little power supply for this, and I didn't want to be building it into a unit with this because I want to keep this separate. I want to keep it separate, but as a power supply for these, because I am gonna box these up. I've just been trying to think how I can do it. Now, if anyone can answer me this, you see all the metal can screens going around amplifiers and stuff and being grounded. Can I do the same thing with mesh, fine knit mesh, so you can still see through it, but still have it screened because that mesh can be grounded? Just curious. I think you could probably do it, but I'm wondering if there's anybody that could tell me, oh no, that's a no, or because that means I can do it in such a way that I could actually see, my thing. I like the way I set it out. It's like a bit of an art, isn't it, with electronics, setting it out nice. Now, no, it's not as good as what other people do. They could probably do it a lot smaller onto a smaller space. But for me, I think this is pretty good. So there we go. That's it. I'm gonna see if I can find a tune that sorry about that. Yeah. Oh, that sounded like it could be alright. I was gonna go for one that we know. Like this. Now, of course, this one's louder than the others as well, so I'll then adjust the volume.